What is up, everyone? We are live. Today we are launching Super Plumber Sisters number 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are completing the series. This is exciting. This is like a year and a half, maybe 2 years in the making. 2 years in the making. It took us to do this. A little longer than maybe what I anticipated. But yeah, so let's start off this stream with some fun music. Let's have a silly goose time, but let's celebrate. I'm seriously, I'm so happy. So let's do this.
I'm so fucking cute, bitch. I'm so fucking cute.
What's up, everyone in the chat?
Attitude abusive.
167 backers. We funded in 7 minutes. I said 5, it's easier, but optics, guys. My goal was $500. Optics. But cheers. We have a fun show tonight. All right. I'm so fucking cute, bitch. All right, enough of this. Enough of this. All right. All right. Massive Panda, man, the sound of someone saying they're completing a comic book series is sweet music to my ears. Congrats on the 4-issue run, the campaign, and accomplishment in general. Thank you so much. Now, because this is the beginning of the stream, most people are going to watch this on the replay. I want to get my pitch out. Guys, Super Plumber Sisters, number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Follow the story of Mara, Lucia, Winnie, and Wanda. These are all... Mara and Lucia are stepsisters, and their cousins are Winnie and Wanda. They are plumbers, and in this world... plumbers are supernatural, basically supernatural, like crime stoppers. Like Mara and Lucia, like they solve supernatural crimes. That's what they do. In the first one, they find out that their friend Alfredo has been sucked into the sewers, and they have to find the supernatural threat. And at the end, they are confronted by their cousins Winnie and Wanda, who are like, "We're better than you." That begins the rivalry. Chapter 2, we get into this big dungeon board game battle. Chapter 3, we have this big labyrinth maze, and finally, to end the series, the girls are teaming up. They're having a partnership. Finally, they're working together, and they're going after the Dino King. Let's see if I can. Whoa! Why is this so big? So this is just an example of the double page spread that we've got going on. We got Wanda saying "ride or die." Let's do this. If you're a Fast and the Furious fan, peak storytelling. But yeah, what's cool about this is this ends the story. I do leave it off with like we could do more. If we wanted to, we could do more. But if we never do any more, this is a good send off. And yeah, and I think if we were to do more, it would be like Super Plumber Sisters 2. We would call it like that, Super Plumber Sisters 2, Chapter 1. And whatnot. So yeah, I hope that if you are someone who is new viewer or wants to get into this series, that I hope that you jump in. We have for the perks, the featured perk is the catch up physical, and I marked it down by a couple dollars so that you kind of get a discount for jumping on later. You also that includes the digitals for all 4, and then I also have a digital pickup catch-up tier as well for you. So like I said, if you're new to the series, I've hopefully made it very easy for you to jump in and get on this. And if you're like, I don't know, this guy, we're talking about, there are books that are not getting funded and whatnot. Guys, chapters 1, 2, and 3, they're funded. I've got the copies. I've already delivered them. And if you're if you want to know, oh, well, where is he at? Well, where's he at with the fourth one? I'll show you where we're at with the fourth one right now. This is where we're at. this is the this is probably the best way to show it. There we go. These are the pages. The line art for the book is completely done. Now I'm just adding gray tones. Yeah, so now I'm just adding gray tones. If I can, really focus, I'll have this done in like a month. My goal is to have the gray tones done by the time this campaign is complete. So my goal is to have the book completely done. So, oh shoot, titties. But yeah, like we're working making comics. So My Sexy Witch Academia 3, I sent out the digitals a couple weeks ago. See these boxes right here? See those boxes? Those are the physicals of the books. I'm gonna start shipping them out in the next week or two. I'm waiting for like 2 other things, but then I'm gonna ship out the books. One thing that I want people to realize is I'm a one-man team. Like besides, I hire artists to like get me my work done, to get some of the work done. I have an editor, but besides that, like I'm still writing every story. I'm scripting out every story. I'm thumbnailing every story. I'm gray toning and putting backgrounds on every single story. I'm lettering every story. I'm doing all the file fulfillment, printing, shipping, packaging, all of that. I'm doing all that. That's why sometimes, maybe I'm a week or 2 late on like a campaign or like on someone's order, but you have to give me grace. I'm a guy with a family, it's not even a 9 to 5 job when you own the business. I'm working 24/7. So yeah, I'm just, not trying to make excuses, but I'm working. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to work hard for you guys, and we just want to have a silly goose time. So, look, we've already gotten a bunch of new backers. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to drink this liquid death real quick and look at the chat. Let's check this out. Let's see. Aljamil. No, Tyler. No, not cute and attractive women. Oh, we're going to talk about that today. We got Kova's Lookout in the house. How you doing? Kova's launching his Kickstarter tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get him on the show soon. A man who wants to actually complete the work. Remarkable. Mouse Panda, nah, scroll back down and let the chat see that nice uncensored rack. Let me tell you something real quick about these covers real quick. I'm not going to shame the artist. Like, I did this cover on Monday. So I hired an artist to do, I don't particularly enjoy drawing boobies. I'm not good at it. And so I hired an artist 2 months ago for these covers, and I was like, hey, I need this by this month. And I need them in a month. They missed the deadline. I went, hey man, I'm launching this book in another month. I need you to give me this deadline. They're like, absolutely. 2 weeks ago, I was like, hey, you gonna get this done? Like, yeah, they're almost done. They showed me the sketch. I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, I need this done. And then on Saturday, they're like, yeah, it's just not happening. And I'm like, okay, like, can I get and I was like, what about the money? And then they ghosted me. And so on Monday, I went into work at like 5 a.m. and was like, all right, I've got 3 hours to come up with the cover idea, draw it. So this is what we came up with. So the boobies had to come from yours truly. But, and we'll talk about this because this sparked a huge discussion. What people don't realize, by the way, is that these covers are only available on the Kickstarter campaigns. Like, I only print it, like, I have, like, some extras at the end, but I don't sell them. You won't find them on my website. You won't find them as add-ons anywhere. So, yeah, we'll get into this. Like, we've got some, like, really fun covers. This is just, it's so crazy that this is, like, the finale of the story that I started 2 years ago. Okay, this is like the big thing I do want to talk about, and then we'll get into like the topics. We got Mr. X here, we got Ichthus, we got Larry. I don't know if he's still here. Is the stretch goals. All right, and I'm going to read this verbatim. I normally don't do stretch goals, but for this one, I'm going to. First, I want to explain the reason why. Because of you. I've been able to get this series funded. My goal for the future of this series is to compile it into a graphic novel collection, add a 20-page bonus story, and then have a black and white standard version and a color version. So here are the goals I need to hit in order to make that happen for the next book, because I'm always a campaign ahead. So like the reason why I was able to show you guys, hey, look, the art is like the line art for this is already done, is because the funds from chapter 3 were able to roll over roll over onto number 4. So I'm always a book ahead. So like whatever I'm doing right now, it's to fund the printing and fulfillment for this book, but then also the next one. And the next one is the trade. I want to do a trade, but the thing is I don't want to do just like a trade, because it's like, you know, if you have all 4 chapters, there's nothing really like you're like, I already got this and I already read it. And like, yeah, maybe you want it in the trade format. We're going to do it in the size of like the Growth of Megafist. So it's going to be a little smaller than a comic book, but I want to do something extra. And so for 15, if we can get to a $15,000 by the end of this campaign, I want to add, I'm going to add a 20-page extra story, included in the trade. And what this 20-page story is, if you've read Super Plumber Sisters, if you're familiar with the series, in chapter 2, there's this big battle. And Mara, in chapter 1, Mara tries to bake these cookies for Lucia. It's like, yeah, we're about to go into battle. You're going to want to eat these cookies. Lucia's like, F off of those cookies, throws them away. In chapter 2, they go into this battle. Mara's like, don't worry, Lucia. I actually still have one of those cookies. And she eats the cookie and she like goes super powered, like massive. Like she grows. And they're like, yo, where'd you get this cookie with all this power? And they're like, oh, like I kept one of the cookies from the cookie heist thing that we solved. It was one of their past supernatural cases. And so I wanted to do a 20-page story that like showcased them in like a previous like mission that they had done, like a previous supernatural threat, like a cookie heist. So we'll do that. And it's also going to be like the training ground for the potential other artists, if I was to do a sequel for the series, to see what this other artist could do, because I'm not gonna, because like I don't know if I'm gonna use Irwin again, I don't know, but I just want to see what this other artist could do in this world. And then if I can hit 20,000 by the end of this campaign, that is a lofty goal. I'm gonna make a colored version of the collected graphic novel, so we'll have a standard black and white version, and we'll have a colored version. I have a colorist already lined up who's agreed to do this if I can hit this goal. Like no matter what, I'm making a trade, but it's like, man, if I can hit these stretch goals, I can have like an even cooler trade. Have you considered adding fun stuff in the back of the trade, like concept art? Oh yeah, like absolutely. Like I'll show some sketches. I think I'm going to add some of the sketches, some of the scripts that like the script pages that I've done in there. So yeah, absolutely. Like it's not just going to be the trade. Like it's going to be a very beefy book. Kova's look up. Why don't you normally do stretch goals? I normally don't do stretch goals because I want the stretch goals to be like meaningful and not like here's some like extra crap that you can get. Like oh, you get a trading card. Oh, everyone gets a button. Like to me, if I want to give those to people, I'm just going to give them to people. Like if I make a trading card, I just give it to everyone. If I do an art print, I just give it to everyone. And so when I do a stretch goal, I want it to be meaningful. So like one of the examples of like a quote unquote like meaningful stretch goal, like, hey, check it out, these are all my past campaigns. Whenever people are like, Tyler doesn't know what he's talking about, it's like, well, look at all that green. Probably one of the most meaningful stretch goals I've ever done was Bullet Assassin Living in a Fantasy World #1, where this was a brand new property. I didn't know what to do. I wrote it as a 40-page one-shot, but then I put a stretch goal in here saying, like, if I can get to $6,000, I will turn this into a 5-part miniseries. Like this just lets me know that I can turn this into a series. And so we hit like almost 12,000, and that's how we're able to like right now currently we are working on Bullet Assassin 3. Like 50% of the book is already completed with line art. So yeah, like I want to give meaningful what's it called? Stretch goals. Do you think stretch goals actually help? I think it just depends on the community, and I think it just depends on the marketing and how the creator rallies people around the stretch goal. Like for me, I think people understand in the comic book world that you go floppy to trade paperback. So I don't think that's like I don't think that's anything that's going to shock people. I don't think it's going to shock people to know that, oh my gosh, there's a Super Plumber Sisters volume. Why did I wait? I think it's expected that people know that there's going to be a trade for the Super Plumber Sisters. But if I can say, hey, like the trade could be so much better if we're able to hit this stretch goal in the previous book, I think people will respect that. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's see. How many people we got here? 13 people watching. Howdy. All right. We got Tim Olson in the chat. How you doing, man? How are you doing? All right, so let's get into it. I've got like 2 topics I want to talk about. And then so what we'll do is we'll go TNA topic. We'll go do a manga versus comics topic that was instigated today by Stokes the writer. And then, any topics that you guys have in the chat. And then we'll go TNA Substack thingy. Because I just want to give y'all like some updates on what's been going on with all the various projects and what I'm doing. And then we'll get into this. So TNA, and then this. Also, guys, I was scrolling. I was looking for a particular tweet from someone, and the word waffle was in it. And I couldn't find the tweet, but then this tweet came up. Look how March 12th, 2023. Chef's Volume 1, The Golden Waffle Conundrum. Script 100%. Thumbnails 100%. Line art 100%. Colors 33%. Lettering 0. Shooting for a 2024 release. And I am what the F? I'm what the F? I found this tweet and I'm where the crap are all these pages? I don't know where they are. So I went digging in my hard drive, and I found it. I found all 60 pages of this chef's volume that I never finished. The first 20 pages are colored, and then the other 40 are not. There's no lettering. I'm just gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. What's funny is this. I stopped this series after I made Pasta La Vista because I was I don't think this is good. I don't think the story is good. I hate it. Then I made this one and I reread the story and I still was yeah, I don't like it still. So I think that's why I quit it, and why I decided even after I'd made 60 pages of this volume, I was yeah, I still don't like it. So I don't know if it's me and superheroes or this particular series, and I'm just unable to crack it or make a story that I like, but I don't know. We'll see what to do. And then I was I found this, and I'm oh my gosh, guys, Peppermint Reload, I've got to figure out a way to do this. Yeah. Comics, man. I'm making too many comics. Okay, let's get into the TNA. Because there was a big discussion about Common America and TNA. I don't want to get too much into the details. If you want to find my Twitter and read the stuff. The big thing I wanted to was actually an exchange I had with Vonster. Now, Von Klaus, I don't know what Vaughn thinks of me personally. I actually have bought like some of his books. I like them. I think they're good. I don't know. I don't particularly just talk with Vaughn or discuss things with Vaughn or make it a point to be friends with Vaughn. But I never feel I have beef with Vaughn. So I feel I'm with Vaughn, I can be oh, I can just have a discussion. Maybe he doesn't think it that way. I do. I want to get into this discussion though. Waffle Maiden, you had an we need Peppermint Reload, awesome name and cool looking characters. I know, dude, they are cool looking characters. So the discussion was is KA there was more to it. But Von Ster comes in and says, "Holy shit, just admit that, Common America sells tits and ass books and get over it." So whenever I think of tits and ass, look at that, just get freaking porn. When I think of tits and ass, this is kind of what I'm thinking. You open up the comic, it's very sexy. This is from the New 52. A big example I think of TNA would be maybe Red Sonja. In terms of the Kickstarter world, I would say a lot of things done by Pat Shand would be TNA. I know right now he's got his book Private Dance. which is about, strippers. I'd say like this is very like when the focus is very much on like sex sells. And here's the thing, sex sells. No one is saying that sex doesn't sell. My thing is, to me, I personally classify a TNA comic to be like when you open the book, that's like also the main focus. Like, yeah, there's, look, there's action and whatnot, but there's still a ton of tits and ass. I don't view Common America like that at all, or the stuff that I do. So let's get into this. Holy shit, just admit that they sell tits and ass books and get over it. Any company marketing themselves as wholesome family entertainment while selling tits and ass books is creepy, period. And then, something about Doug. Doug Angst. So a big thing was me saying, like, I don't think Iconic or these companies or these creators have ever said that they're wholesome family entertainment. Like, I really don't think that was ever been a buy Common America because, you can give it to your kids. So, but, I want to come in. I want to have a good discussion. Like, here's the thing. People don't realize I want to have a good discussion. I like talking with people. When people like Tony James are like, oh, he just wants to straw man and like not have, and like blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, I just want to have a discussion. Oh, he's attacking my business. Like, we're just having a discussion. Like, put your opinions out. I'm going to put my opinions out. Let's go back and forth. Let's call each other idiots. You can call me an idiot. You can say all these mean things, but let's still have a talk. Don't hide behind a block bot, bitch. All right. This book, I'll surround each of your points separately. This book is far from a TNA. Just because it has sexy girls doesn't make it TNA. It's Power Girl or Wonder Woman TNA. And then I've said I've never seen Iconic marketing themselves as a family. They hired the biggest TNA artists in Asia to do their covers. They marketed themselves at the start as trad cath values. Once again, not true. And patriotism, that's true. Now the cat is out of the bag. This is the big thing. Now the cat is out of the bag. It's just a TNA market book. And it's like, no, like the cat out of the bag is like, oh, like it's like a gotcha moment. There's no gotcha. Like Common America is what it is. Now, like, do they've got sexy covers? Yeah. Yeah. And so a big part of this discussion that you guys are going to see that I have with Vaughn is like, how do we classify that? Does a book having a sexy variant make it NSFW or a TNA book? I'm judging the book as a whole, not just off of variant covers or commissions or fan art. So I say just because a book has a sexy variant cover doesn't make it a TNA book. The interiors and story are the exact opposite of all of that. Cat's out of the bag. Read your sentence. They market themselves as trad cath values and patriotism. The creators, but I'm pretty sure all of that is true about the creators. The book is not marketed like that. Jesus, that's a lot of cope. I hate when people use the word cope. Does anyone else feel that way? Like if you say the word cope, like you feel like the person who said cope has lost the argument. Anytime someone says it to me, I'm like, all right, so you've lost your argument. I don't expect to convince you of anything because you sell TNA books. So then I sell one, probably a lie. I probably sell two, Bullet Assassin and Sexy Witch. TNA book for sure, but once again, my argument is just because a book has sexy girls on the cover doesn't make the book as a whole a TNA. For example, my upcoming release, Super Plumber Sisters, which is currently available on Kickstarter, link in the chat, link in the description. Let's put that in the chat real quick. Does this count as a TNA book? Because I have a sexy variant, I have sexy variants on every single one that are Kickstarter exclusive. So does that make my book a TNA book because two covers are more sexually whatever? Yes, you make TNA books. That is a valid market, but why are you pretending that they aren't Gooner books? That's where it gets weird. Just own it. People buy them. So I went, just to clarify, and this is being genuine, a book like this where all the interior art looks like this and the girls are dressed like this and the whole series is considered TNA, like this. Like, does this consider TNA? I don't think so. I'm genuinely asking because, yes, My Sexy Witch Academia is a TNA book and Bullet Assassin is a TNA book. But this So then he tried to have a gotcha moment with me. And, you know, is like, you did this cover. But I respond, once again, my argument is that because a book has an NSFW or sexy cover, it doesn't mean that the book as a whole is a TNA book. I'm not denying the use of NSFW covers for the book, but does that mean the whole book, sequentials and all, which is none of that, is classified as TNA? Now, he doesn't respond to my question. He goes, you did a sexy lady version of Mario Brothers, and you think it's not about TNA. I thought it was the point of its existence. But once again, I'm like, here's the main cover. Is this tits and ass? And I say, like, dude, the book inside is very PG/teen rated. You know, but once again, then at this point, this is where, you know, Vaughn, I don't feel like you answered my question and you started going off into tangent. So the point of your anime girl Mario Bros, which you market to gooners, is that you have just a fun PG story to tell. This is why people call you an iconic out. It's like, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm very upfront with everything I do, so there's no gotcha moment. Kickstarter audiences like TNA covers, so I add 1 to 2 of them per campaign to attract that particular backer, but all my readers know that 0% of the book has that stuff in it for Super Plumber Sisters. Sexy variant covers are nothing new to comics when the interior of the book doesn't have that. If it bothers you, I'm sorry, but I'm very upfront about what I do and why I do it. Then, you know, Mr. Vaughn goes, sexy variants are fine. The TNA market is valid if you want to make stuff for it. Basically, if you're saying you and Iconic sell your books to TNA fans through covers, but then deliver a PG book inside. If you saw those TNA covers at a shop, would you buy the book for your kids? Like, no, but like, once again, those don't go into, I don't do that kind of stuff. And I just put, once again, my premise is whether you agree with it or not, is just because a book has a TNA variant cover, it doesn't mean the book as a whole is TNA. And here's the thing, like John Johnson in the chat is saying it's all projection. They don't like how the covers make them feel, so they try to make it everyone's problem. I mean, I remember, and like it was pretty good advice when it came to like quote unquote optics. Like Tony James, I remember he messaged me and was like, hey Tyler, like people are always going to associate your book as lesser because of this cover. And to me, like, I just don't care. Like if you're going to be all high and mighty, it's like, I know there's a saying with like comic book creators sometimes where they're like, my book is going to change the world. My book is going to do this. My book is going to live past me. And I think that's great. If you want to believe that and like you're like and work towards something like that, fantastic. When I'm putting out a book, my first and only goal is the person reading my book gonna have a silly goose time? I'm not trying to shove a message down them. I'm not trying to make, like, I want them to have fun, and I want them to like have fun with my characters and like take a moment out of their day and be like, oh, like that was fun. That was a fun adventure I got to go on with Mara and Lucia. I want them to feel the tension with the characters and the drama. But like, I'm not expecting someone to read Super Plumber Sisters and change the way they vote or change how they treat people, or anything. Like, I'm really just like, I want people to have a good time with it and be like, wow, I had a good time with that book. That was a fun story. And so if you were to look at like this and you're like, oh, this is TNA book, I'm not going to read it, even though then you see the interiors and like if like this and this, and you're like, oh, like there's cleavage, or if like that stuff bothers you, then to me, like, well, that's you're gonna have to figure that out. You know, one of the biggest, you know, coping, you know, mechanisms or parts of the conversation that have happened in this whole TNA thing is like the line being drawn. And I saw this when I addressed Tony James, like very just like up front. And so like homeboy, you know, he just talks behind a block, and I only block Tony because I don't like it when he can comment on my stuff, but I can't respond because I'm blocked. So I just think it's very bitch made. So, you know, Tony, he says straw manning. I say smut covers are lazy marketing. They say he hates sex in comics. See the trick? They argue a fake point. And so I wanted to argue the point. I went, I'm tired of seeing, you know, Tony cry, blah, blah, blah. The audience, so this is why I use sexy covers. The audience I target likes having sexy covers. It's a part of that culture to have fan service artwork, even if it's not part of the story. Therefore, it's not lazy marketing. It's targeted marketing to an audience that I believe is best suited for my books. If the audience you're trying to pursue does not want said fan service, don't do it. Oh, frick, my audio went. You call it lazy, I call it targeted. Let's fix the audio. All right. Fixed it. Thank you for letting me know. So I said that. I said, hey, like, I say smut covers are lazy marketing. And so this is why. And so here's my rebuttal to the whole it's not lazy marketing. It's targeted marketing. I do it for a reason. This is the reason. People like Tony and them, they don't like being responded to with intelligence. Looks like Tyler is pivoting now. If the sexy cover doesn't reflect the story, it's lazy, audience or not. The issue isn't that sex sells, it's why it's being sold. Even though I said why it's being sold. The reason why that sexy cover is being sold is because it's a way to target the audience that I think is going to be good for my book. Ty, you're responding behind a block. No one tagged you. Stop concerned trolling. But here's the thing. Tyler is pivoting. If the sexy cover doesn't reflect the story, it's still lazy. Talk about pivoting. Like Tony has moved the goalposts, and that's what they'll do. They move the goalposts, forcing people into definitions. Since when did a cover have to reflect the story? Why can't a variant cover be just a fun piece of artwork you sell? That's how it's been done for the past 50 plus years in variants. Got Sam Olroyd. What's up, Sam? Sam, how come we haven't gone to lunch yet? Let's go to lunch in like a week or two. Sam says, nice answer. Targeting an audience is definitely not lazy. Also, Tyler likes to eat Snickers upside down. Dude, you got to hit me up. I saw Rachel at the airport because I went to Texas last week, and she said that she saw you at the zoo. Let's get into the chat. Caffeinated Wolf. Let's do a poker match soon, dude. Let's get the gang, man. Caffeinated Wolf. Mainstream books to this day, the year of our Lord 2025, still have sexy cover variants that don't reflect the content of the book itself. Oh yeah, dude. You telling me that Art Germ, such a good artist. Massive Panda. My book is going to change the world. That's hilarious. Many backers never even open their comics, let alone read them. Current indie comics is more about funding numbers and popularity than content. VNet says current indie comics is more about drama and being afraid of boobies. Massive. I'm a nobody, but if I weren't, I wouldn't even waste my time responding to this stuff. People just want to bait others into arguments for engagement. Caffeinated. Targeting an audience is understanding markets and market demographics. That's called being educated. John Johnson. I think anyone who wants their book to change the world is seriously misguided or egotistic. 2 goals anyone should have fun making and to want readers to have a good time reading. Jose Garcia, they're both comic elitists. Everything should be their way, no room for lesser stuff. And like, that's the thing is, like, and I've said this, like, Tony James is a fantastic writer. He's probably one of, like, the better, like, I would, like, he is a very, very good indie comics writer, maybe top 10 that I've read, and I've only read the 9-page preview of a Star Noir book. Would have bought more if he had a fucking website, but he says I don't need a website. He's very talented, and so yes, he's going for like this Alan Moore, Grant Morrison, Neil Gaiman type of track, and I think anyone that's not doing anything like that is below them and whatnot. But at the same time, they also discredit anyone who's doing stuff that isn't to that quote unquote quality. Quote unquote quality. And they don't like it when people challenge their beliefs and opinions, and they'll keep moving goalposts. They move their goalposts, they pivot, and if you're someone like Tony James, they just can't, they run away from conversations. They like to put their shit out they like to say shit, but then once you challenge them, they cry, oh my gosh, blah blah, like everyone's ganging up on me. And you know, oh, like my favorite is when Tony and others go, Tyler only cares about optics, not having a real discussion and making good points. He only cares about optic. It's like, you're just mad that you don't got optics because maybe A, your opinions aren't being as well received. 2, maybe you're just a piece of shit. I don't know. But like this whole TNA, like honestly, the whole TNA like conversation that happened with Iconic that's just been happening, to me at this point, it's like, why bother? Like, what's the goal? What is the end goal? Like, are you going to have this conversation and at the end, Pat Shand is going to stop putting out a book on Kickstarter that does $50,000 to $60,000? Are you going to stop him from doing that? Like, no. And it's always creators just trying to make themselves feel better against other creators. When it's like, how about you just fixate on your audience. Fixate on the audience that you want to attract. The audience that I attract for my anime girl books likes having some fan service. There is not like one like anime that doesn't have like a fan service thing, like moment. Dude, like I was... when all like the anime announcements like last week, I kept like scrolling like, dude, what is like this? What's up with these 2 girls and like they're all nude? And I just kept having to scroll through my phone. I'm like, why is this being shared? Finally, like when I was in private, I clicked on the image and I'm like, oh snaps, that's Reize, Power, and Makima from the banned chapter on Shonen Jump's Chainsaw Man, because there's a Gooner moment for so it's like, even Fujimoto put a fan service moment in Chainsaw Man, and also just Chainsaw Man is just degenerate as fuck. The character, at least. But like that's just part of the targeted audience. Now, if you're like, well, I'm trying to make the next Watchmen, then maybe don't do that. Maybe don't have a sexy cover for Watchmen, and maybe have a homage to a Watchmen cover, or I don't know, like get a snake so you can summon Alan Moore. You got to do something different. I think what it comes down to is I think anything that doesn't work and anything that doesn't work for them, they're going to consider lazy. They're going to consider lazy. Let me guys show you a real life example of bad, like, cause this is targeting an audience. Let me show you an example of horribly targeting an audience with a book. I'll show it with you right here. The Cthulhu Murders. An NSFW crime noir. Bro, and then I tried to put this. I thought this would be the hook. Bro, there was like no like TNA, like there was like there was like I had to really force feed some of the NSFW stuff in there, and it wasn't a good fit. It was a crime, like I should have leaned into the more crime noir stuff. But even then, this book, it didn't fit. The pitch just didn't fit with my typical audience. Look at my typical audience. Ready? Blackjack Duelist, anime girl. Super Plumber Sisters, anime girl. My Sexy Witch Academia, anime girl. Bull Assassin, anime girl. Cthulhu Murders, crime noir, mystery. Okay, Girl with the Mega Fist, anime girl. Anime girl. Demons, supernatural anime. And so like I've cultivated a fan base on Kickstarter, an audience of like anime girl stories. And so like, it doesn't mean that this book is bad. Actually, I got a great review of it a couple weeks ago. It just didn't fit my initial audience when I pitched it. And here's also another problem with like the indie scene is that people will look at this and go, he only got 188 backers. He only made $4,572 on. Bro, I'm about to like, if like let's say this campaign like was still going and I'm selling. Bro, I'm about to hit 10K on this project because every book afterwards. So this book was in this campaign, this. Check this shit out. You go to, if you're wanting to back any of my books and you're new here, look at this. Look at my add-ons. I've got all my books as add-ons. Look, you see right there, the Cthulhu Murders. I sell several copies of this book in every campaign. Plus, I sell this book on my website. So I'm about to hit 10K on this book because of digitals and physicals I've sold after the campaign. Massive Panda, I think the least sexy / anime comic you did was a campaign that was called Undead Row with Wes Nadell. Yeah, that's right. I'm going, oh my gosh, dude. You're going super back. Freaking Undead Row. Let's see if, like, dude, this is super old. I got married. I had just gotten married. I sent over like final script and thumbnail edits while on my honeymoon. Like it was a horror zombie book. Like, this is not, like, you'd be like, what the heck, Tyler, you did this book? This is not what you normally do. Just freaking. Gosh, I totally forgot about this. And it was like written in a film script. And so what I did was he gave me the film script and then I converted it into a comic book script. And I converted it into a comic book script. He approved it, and then like, you know, we made this book. Crazy, man, crazy. Not a lot of people know about that book. All right, let's see this. We got Vincenzo C in the house. What's up, man? Kova, it's just something people being mad about something they can't do themselves. I mean, here's the thing, they don't have to. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't, like, there are other revenue streams on comics. There are people in the indie, this from Caffeinated Wolf, there are people in the indie sphere who are trying to gatekeep the space in the worst of ways. Some of them think they're kings lording over other creators instead of just minding their own business. I mean, here's the thing, like, sometimes I don't mind my own business. Like, I like engaging with other people's opinions and, like, you know, having conversation. Like, you know, like, I could go on a stream right now with Vaughn and, like, have a good time and, like, not think any, like, we could argue all night and yell at each other. I wouldn't think anything less of him because I'm like, you know what, this is just a good conversation. But a lot of creators just get butthurt. I think it's just because maybe, I don't know, they're socially inept. Aljamil, I think they're fuming because the Common America team won't comment or talk about them. And they're not gonna, man. Like, they're not gonna get a reaction out of Tim and Mark. I was talking to Tim, like, right before the stream. Like, they're not getting a reaction out of them. Tim and Mark have a very, like, intense policy between the two that they're not gonna engage with anyone but their fans. Unless, like, they absolutely have to. Aljamil, the attackers are too small to take seriously by the KA team, exactly. But also, like, I don't know, I have some viewpoints on, like, the whole Common America discussion. You know, like, I talked with Matt Krotz for, like, an hour or so, like, that day, the day that everything, like, went viral. I could kind of see, I think, like, I was able to get both points of views on it. And, like I said, I'm friends with Tim. I'm friends with Matt. Some things that, you know, Matt said, I'm like, I disagree with. I'll let him know that. But, like, we can have these conversations. Like, we can have conversations, and it's not, like, the end of the world. This light is so bright. All right, let's see. Yeah, how about we not try to make the next Watchmen? We already have enough boring, wannabe, great value Alan Moore comics out there. The gatekeeping has hit critical mass lately. In the least, yeah, let's see. Massive. Is that a variant cover? I've got mine on top of my desk right in front of me. I really liked that comic when it came out. I'm not even a horror guy. Yeah, I think, there was a red, like a standard red version. I don't know where it is. But yeah, there was like a standard red version with like all the cast of characters. And I know that was a And then that was a variant cover. Dude, probably none of you guys have seen this comic. This is my attempt at being fucking Christopher Nolan and Alan Moore. Jeez Louise. Like, this shit's bad. This shit's bad. This is why no one can make fun of me, by the way. No one can hurt my feelings when it comes to making comics. Because let me show you guys this shit. So I want to show you, like, I always compare it with this image because to me, this is probably one of the best pieces of artwork I've ever done. So this is Coins of Judas, the Gambler. This was my variant cover. This is a variant cover that went to Diamond. Very proud of it. Okay. Look at this shit. Okay. Look at this. This is a comic. I made this. This is a 100-page graphic novel. Like, let me find, like, look at this. I don't know. I don't want you to have this book, Massive. Like, I don't want you to have this book at all. Like, I made this. I spent like 6 months. Like, let me show you. Like, I was so proud of this particular page. Let me find it. I was like, dude, I cracked the sauce of drawing with this fucking page. Oh man. And like like no one's bought this book. But like I had like behind the scenes, like look at the pencils I did on this, because I did traditional art. Look at the scripting I did and all the stuff. Look at how I did all the characters, and I was so proud. I was so proud of this. Like, this is so bad, but like I keep this to be like, yo, this is where I used to be. This is where we used to be. Ichthus in the house. What's up, man? Congrats on the successful campaign. Thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, are we done with the TNA conversation? I think we've exhausted it. I don't know. It's always gonna continue to come up, like, no matter what. By the way, guys, I'm getting it. Like, we'll talk about that later. Got another backer. Thank you guys so much. If you didn't know this, by the way, like, someone was like, yo, I'll back your book when I get paid. Kickstarter's not going to take the funds out until August 8th. So you can back for like $1 million right now, and it won't come out of your bank account until August 8th. So by all means, if you're like, I want to back this book, like, please back it like today so we can get a good first day launch. Let's see, Caffeinated Wolf. That's a great piece of history for you to look back on and see how far you've come. Oh yeah, dude, I've got all my first comics that I've ever made. I've got the first like comic I made when I was in 4th grade. It's like it's close to around 400 pages. I shit you not. People are like, Tyler's claiming that he does a 400-page comic. We don't believe him. I have it down there. If you guys actually need proof, I'll go grab it. But no. Cthulhu is really good. You guys should check it out. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Dude, I had so much fun with that. We got Neo Star in the house. Mason, I missed some TNA. Massive. Singularity, Coins of Judas, and Cthulhu are your only comics I don't own, I think. Well, don't worry about Singularity. I don't think even there's a place to buy it, and I don't want anyone to buy it. Cthulhu, it's on every one of my campaigns. It's $10 for the graphic novel. And then Coins of Judas, like, you can't get the floppies anymore. I am planning on doing a sale on I've got a bunch of floppies of 1 and 2 that I did, so I'm thinking of doing like a bundle one day. Here's my Gambler cover from when it was in Diamond. I was in Diamond. This hack. But I do know if like you hit up Travis Gibb, if you hit up Travis Gibb, like here's the trade paperback that we did, and I did the art for the first. I did the art for the first 2 issues. So like, yeah, you guys saw the shit that we did. I did in like Singularity. Like, come on, like this is way better. Way better. And like that's the thing is, like, it takes time. It takes time, and you know, I'm nowhere near the art, you know, ability that I want right now. But you know, for someone who works a full-time job and like working on like 2 different businesses and does comics on the side for funsies, like not bad. You know, for a guy who does this as a hobby and he's been in Diamond, you know, had like 2 or 3 publishing gigs, been paid. I was paid to do this stuff like for hobbyists. I'm not doing too shabby. All right, let's see. I don't have I'll hurt your feelings by cooking your burger wrong. All right, let's get into this next topic. Got 2 more. I got 2 more. We're gonna talk about now some quick like Draw and Talk updates, and then we'll get into the manga versus comics debate that was stoked by Stokes. Real quick, guys, Super Plumber Sisters number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can get the whole complete story in this launch. So if you're like, I didn't back 1, 2, 3, and 4, boom, they're all available right there. And if you get the catch-up bundle, it's actually kind of discounted. So, and you know what's cool is like we have this A cover, you know, done by the team. This is like Irwin and Rufaya. We have this. I forget who the artist is. I credited them in the actual rewards. They kind of went. They like disappeared on Twitter. But like they're playing video games. They've got Bold Assassin right here, as one of the games. And then this is cool. It's a cover set. You know, we've got Winnie and Wanda here, and Lucia and Winnie on this one. Yeah, so like Wanda and Mara, Lucia and Winnie, because like these 2 were kind of rivals in the books. These 2 were kind of rivals. Also, Battle Wrench. Oh, guys, real quick, let me talk about the Battle Wrench. Let me talk to you guys about the Battle Wrench. This is huge. And I'm like this is let me tell you a problem that happened. I did a video on this, but if you didn't watch the video, I'll show you what happened. This is the Battle Wrench that was originally pitched for Super Plumber Sisters 3. When I went to order it, because of the tariffs, they said that unless I ordered like 200, they weren't going to make it for me. And I was like, well, that sucks because I don't need that much. And so then I was like, crap, like, what do? Do I return everyone's money? I was like, no, let me try to find some other options. Basically, I found another option. It was going to cost me a lot more. So I spent the money. Which sucks because I shouldn't have spent it. It needed to go somewhere else. Spent the money to get their minimum order, to hit their minimum order. Got another backer, guys. Thank you guys so much. But anyways, so now we're offering it here tomorrow. If you are a Super Plumber Sisters 3 backer, I'm shipping these out this weekend to you. Check this shit out. I've used this one so many times. So here it is, the Battle Wrench. The logo is right there. Super Plumber Sisters. You probably can't see it very well. You've got this. Like I took my kids' training wheels off with the wrench. Very nice. And then I have opened every box downstairs here with either like there's this bottle opener. We've got this pocket knife. We've got a saw. And then I don't know what the other one is. A saw. Oh, and then a file. What's great is you go right here. Boom. It's locked. Super locked. You're not getting it out. You hit this button right here. Press it down. Folds it. Super nifty. Might be the greatest reward ever created. I don't know. I can't verify that. But it could be the greatest reward ever. So yeah, guys, go check out the Battle Wrench. Cover B actually kind of looks like a video game cover with the rendering style. Possibly, man, possibly. Do they use that wrench in the book? No. They use the wrench that I originally wanted to order in the book. The campaign is worth it for the battle wrench alone. Thank you. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into the news, and then we're gonna like slowly wrap this stream up. All right. So I've been a little Tyler Pompadour Carpenter. So follow my Substack, guys. Like this is how you can like know what I'm doing at all times. With like this is where I share some of the more personal stuff. Sometimes I can't make a YouTube video or go live, so this is where I go. However, man, I just like it'd been a while since I did an update. By the way, guys, right here, My Life is RPG #1. You can read that for free if you go on my Substack. But anyways, so it'd been a while since I updated you guys. So I just want to give you guys updates on all the books real quick. My Sexy Witch Academia 3 books right there. Right here. So I have proof of chapter 3. See chapter 3. All the books are right there. So fulfillment will happen in 1 to 2 weeks. I'm just waiting for like 2 other books that I inconveniently just forgot about printing extra of. Bold Assassin 3, 50% of the way complete in terms of line art. Blackjack Duelist is getting lettered next week. Honestly, I think it's going to get lettered this weekend. And then I'll send it over to the printers. Dude, guys, if you guys didn't know, I've been wanting to do a Batman comic. So, like, once Super Plumber Sisters is completed, which it will be with this campaign, and then once I finish Bold Assassin, which that will be done probably later next year, I've been working on a Batman comic. It's, like, the first... Like, it's, like, the story I have, like, I could do an ongoing if I wanted, but it's a fan comic, so I have to put it out for free, which is totally fine. I like doing that shit. It's a three-part story. It's very much crime detective. Imagine, like, a Batman show that was very, like, crime procedural, like, maybe, like, Criminal Minds and CIS, very dark. So like I was trying to like with this image, I was trying to get like how I want my Batman to look like, because I want him to be very detective / military. Like when he does a crime scene, he has more of like a shawl, I don't know, something over the neck with this cape. But then like if he needs to do like go more military, he's got that stuff. Like I've changed kind of like the origin in this version, his relationship with certain characters. Also, I'm working on a new side business. I've been working on it for like the last 2-3 weeks. Gonna start like making. Commissioner Gordon looks awesome. Thanks. I was really worried about the covers, like the colors. I didn't know if they were too saturated or not saturated enough. But I think they look great. Oh, and what's cool about this is like with every like it's gonna go like because I want to bring on Ichthus to this, but I just don't know if I can like afford to do like him as the full colorist, because like he's worth the money. And so what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna do like a main story, and then I'll have a side story that's like 6 to 8 pages after each one, and then I'll have him color those ones for each of the issues, and then I'll have him like do the covers and whatnot. But we'll see, like, who knows if this actually happens. It's something that I want to do. It's something that I've been wanting to do. We'll see how life is. But this is also my current project. I've been launching, like, a new business. It's going to coincide with the one that I'm currently running with, but it's like an extra way to funnel more business to my other main business. But if you see more of Tyler like this, that's what's up. It's just basically, it's going to be all built on Substack. You know, if you're interested, like, it's nothing comics related. Basically, it's just, I'm a very big believer in using your 9-to-5 job to accelerate yourself in either making more money or getting new skills to make more money. Like, to me, if you can work at a 9-to-5 job, and if there's a skill that you want, and if you have the ability to learn it on company time, milk it, learn that skill in company time, and then take that skill over and get a higher paying thing. So it's just me like showing people how to do that. I've done it for some people already on the side. It's a big thing that we talk about with my employees. I'm like, hey, like, I don't expect you to work here forever. I'd love if you did, but if there's a skill that you want to learn, let me know, and I want you to learn it so that you can get a bigger and better job one day. AI Tyler makes a comeback. I tried doing it as AI Tyler Aljamil, and I canceled my AI subscription. It just like, it was just so lifeless. I didn't like it. And so the only reason why I was doing it was so I could read a script. And so, but I just bought a teleprompter, so now I can just like, you know, look at the teleprompter, talk, blah, blah, blah. This is how I do it. And so, yeah, that's what we'll be doing. And then life updates, just so, you know, something you guys know. You know, I run a marketing agency. I was given an investment from a businessman. I brought my friend Clint on as my business partner, and our goal was to hit profitability. So like last month, we hit, like 2 months ago, we hit profitability. We made a whole $57 in profit. Last month we hit 4K in profit, and this month we'll probably hit 15K in profit, and then after that we'll probably be in a steady 8 to 10K. But yeah, like, this is just what I've been doing with my life. So if you're like, man, how's not making comics or whatnot, it's probably just because I'm traveling or just really working. Like, I've been at the office every single day this week from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Just working on this business. So super tired, super excited, but super tired. And then this is kind of stuff that I've been learning. I've like I had this like $57, dude. We went to Red Robin, man. And we actually didn't probably profit because we went to Red Robin and our bill was like $70. So I probably was still in the red. But yeah, like, guys, go check out my Substack. That's kind of like where I give like most of my thoughts. Like, one thing that I realized is that not like, there's a lot of creators who are like, oh, I'm bad with marketing, or I don't know how to do stuff. And they're like, I don't want to start a YouTube channel. And what I've learned is that, like, you can make money writing. And so like, I've started getting more into writing. I've been doing like this other business is just me writing all day I'm writing. You know, got myself a new keyboard. It's my first time ever having like a mechanical keyboard. So I'm getting used to this. Normally I just use the normal Mac stuff, but I wanted to have something that had more like a, let's see if we can do some ASMR. Like, so I wanted to have some more of that, but like, I just wanted to do more writing. And so it's like, you know, I read all these comics because of Global Comics, and like, I'm like, oh, I should make a video, but like, I'll be like out and about. I'm like, you know what? Let me just write my reviews on what I feel, because it's so much faster. I can be like, oh, well, this is what I like. Done. And you know what? Like, I've gone probably once, like 2 subs to my Substack from this, and like 1 from this. It's not a lot, but if you think about it, like, if I just keep doing more and more of those, like, it will compound. Are you going to see Superman? You know, I was going to see Superman this weekend, but my wife has to go back home to see her family for a wedding, and it was unexpected, so I probably am going to have to go see it next week. So no freaking spoilers, anyone. I don't want to see that shit. No spoilers. All right. We did the TNA. We did the Substack. Let's look at this. It's from our boy Stokes. Manga success over Western comics has everything to do with 2 things. No barrier of entry. Start with the volume 1. Motherfuckers don't have to do homework to jump on. Number 2, popularity of anime. They're direct adaptations of the manga, so there's a pipeline back to the source material. And then I would say pound for pound, manga is overall better than Western comics as well. I don't want to go through these comments because But my big thing, my big thing was actually like this. I do agree with this. Like the volume 1, like I think that's why DC's like Absolute series is doing really well. Like you can jump in, you can jump in, to like Absolute Batman #1, and like you don't have to feel like you need all of this like back history with Batman, or the Superman or the Wonder Woman. So I think that's why the Absolute series is doing fantastic. It's doing fantastic. But this is the more interesting one. I would say pound for pound, manga is overall better than Western comics. What's interesting right now for me at least is this. Like probably for 2 or 3 years straight, I was just reading comics. And then I remember the day it happened. I read James Tynion's Batman the Joker War, the finale. Joker gets away. I got super pissed. I chucked the comic across my room and was like, I'm so sick of these infinite story loops that are happening. And I go to manga. I start reading a bunch of manga. That's when you get like the golden age of my channel. I start leaning more into chefs, and then Girl with the Mega Fist. I become friends with Tim and Mark because I saw their Black Ops 3 stuff, and Tim at the time had kind of like switched over his style over to a more anime-esque style for Black Ops 3, and I was like, man, like I'm trying to do this with chefs, so let me like hang out with these guys. Got them on stream. We had a lot of things in common, became friends. So then I was reading manga for like 3 years. Bro, like this year, I don't think I've been very consistent in my manga reading, but I've been buying a ton of Western comics. So, like, I think it just really depends. Like, I think what happened with me with manga last year is I got manga fatigue. And what I mean is this is, like, I just got to a point, like, especially with like maybe a series like Chainsaw Man, where I'm like, bro, I'm like get this done. Like, let's like when does this story end? Like, where are we going? I don't know where we're going. Whereas like one thing I was enjoying with like some of the Image Comics books is they're like, this is a 6-issue series. I'm like, perfect, beginning, middle, end, and I know how much time and money I'm gonna have to invest in. I know that after 6 issues, like I know that like if I don't like it after issue 1, I'm not gonna like it up to issue 6. Or if I do like it in issue 1, I know that it's gonna end on issue 6. So I've been liking that. Same thing with like, you know, Absolute Batman, where it's like, hey, like the first 6 or 7 issues is this one arc, so it's like perfect, like super small and condensed. Whereas with manga, like these arcs can just go on forever and ever and ever. And I think I was getting fatigued because I was having to read these chapters on a weekly basis. But even also the bingeability, like I've been enjoying going to like a bookstore and buying like graphic novels, Western graphic novels, and knowing that the story will be complete after that graphic novel. Or if it's a complete series, it's probably going to be like 2 to 5 volumes max. Like, you know, stuff like Invincible or The Walking Dead are the exceptions. But then like you go to a manga and like you're like, oh, I want to start like this manga. Oh my gosh, there's 30 volumes. It's like every freaking manga is like 10 to 15 volumes. They're so big. It's one of the reasons why I picked up these 2 mangas purely because they were beginning, middle, and end. So I picked up I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. This was just 2 volumes, and then they did the story. Beginning, middle, and end. I'm like, you know what? That's doable. And then I haven't even read this one yet. Do you like The Nerdy Nurse? Anyways, it has a beginning, middle, and end. I haven't read it yet. But I picked it up because I know that I could just read it in a day and go, okay, there's a beginning, middle, and end. Whereas, you know, you pick up like any of like the big shonen mangas and you're like, I don't know when this is going to fucking end or where we're going with this. Kova's Lookout. Manga is a hype train out the gate after the anime comes out, but it dies down fast. We got to do a manga versus comic talk when I come on stream. Let's do it, man. Massive Panda. Exactly. People are always like, One Piece has 9 billion chapters, which is exactly why I'm never going to read it. Who has time to get into all that? Yeah, I mean, I went out to lunch with my employees, and one of the guys was like, one of my biggest things I'm proud of is that I'm all caught up with all like 1,000 plus like episodes of One Piece anime. And we were just like, how did you do it? And he's just saying like, oh, I had to like pace myself. I do this. And it's like you listen to the regiment that One Piece fans talk about having to stay connected with the series. And it's like, are you on a diet? Are you on carnivore? Like it sounds like a workout regiment. I watched 3 episodes this day. I watched 4 in this way. Like, I don't know. John Johnson. Depends on the manga and depends on the Western comics. I really love Go Nagai despite hardly anything in English. And yes, some go on for far too long, usually shonen stuff. Yeah, you aren't missing anything with One Piece. Vita. Wow, how horrible having so much to read of stuff you love. But like, it gets to a point where like I get fatigue of it. Especially like if you feel like, oh, this arc is not good. Like, for example, with Chainsaw Man Part 1, I think I busted through the first 11 volumes. It was awesome. And then when I started reading Part 2, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what are we going? And every week I just felt like, and then I just gave up. And what sucks is like, I want to continue the story, but it's like, how much longer am I going to have to endure this arc? I don't know how long it is. I don't know. I want to get into Berserk so bad, but I know I'll never finish it. VNet, why did you feel the need to continue it? That's a good question. I felt the need to continue it because I wanted to feel like I saw the story from beginning to end. Like, for example, I don't think it'd be enough if I've read all of Dragon Ball Z. I haven't read anything past it, but I've read all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. So I like just looking at Dragon Ball Z alone, if I had maybe read the entire Saiyan saga and was like, that was good, and then I find out that they're doing the Frieza, the Namek saga, and then Frieza, I'd be like, oh crap, like I want to continue that. But then maybe there's like an in-between saga where I'm like, this isn't as good, but I want to keep up with it so that, I don't know, I feel like I'm invested. Like, you read 11 volumes of something and they go, okay, sweet, we're going to do a second arc. You're like, I want to keep going with this. I don't know. Jose, I buffer stuff for a year or more and binge read it like a degenerate when some spoiler that piques my interest shows up on my feed. That's fair. That's probably smart. Like, maybe if I were to binge part 2 of Chainsaw Man at this point, maybe I would like it more. Thank you so much, guys. By the way, I think this is one of the best Super Plumber Sisters launches. Let me check. All right, let's just see. Let's see. The last volume on day 1 hit $4,000 and did 158 backers. So we are at 176 backers, $5,400. What does Super Plumber Sisters 2 do? Super Plumber Sisters 2 on the first day did 4,000 and 192 backers on that first day. Wow. Let's see the first one. How did the first one do? The first one did 4,000 the first day and 124 backers the first day. So like, let's see, one. Let's see here. On the 21st. So it took 8 days for the first one to hit 10K, and all the other ones it took like 20 days to hit 10K. The reason why I'm looking at this, like I said, is like the stretch goals that I have for this. like realistically, like I told my business partner Clint, I was like, dude, if I can hit $8,000 on this, like I'll be so happy. But dude, if we can break 10K, that'll be fantastic. And gosh, like if we can hit like even close to any of these stretch goals, like I'll still make happen. Like dude, if we hit 12 or 13K on this campaign, I'm still gonna do that 20-page story. The color one's the one I want to do, but like I do need like the funds to pay the colorist for, because like if you think about it, each of these, like this will be a 160 plus, if you add the 20 pages, this will be a 180 page graphic novel. So that's 180 pages that I have to pay a colorist to do. That's very pricey. So if I can hit $20,000, I can invest in a colorist doing all 100. Yeah, like I already have them. They're giving me I've already tested them on it, and like their colors do really well. So we'll see. Massive Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball DBZ are quick reads because they're more combat focused and story dialogue focused. I used to knock out DB volumes back in the day like it was nothing. Kobo's look at Chainsaw Man Part 2 is cool, but doesn't have the same feeling as Part 1. I think Fuji is overwriting the series, but his editors are making him keep going. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely dragging. It's getting weird. Massive. Still gotta back you in Bancroft. So many campaigns I need to get on top of. Y'all are making me broke. I appreciate that, dude. Dude, I love what Bancroft's doing. He's doing it on his own site as well, isn't he? So all right, guys, let's simmer down. I think I'm gonna need to go to sleep. Got a ton of work this week. It's just so much work, man. So much fucking work. And then I get on that content grind. Probably gonna be posting a video every freaking day on YouTube and Twitter. We'll see. Oh man, I'm tired. All right, let's. I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do. I think I should just go. Fucking. What time is it? It's 9:43. I should probably just go to sleep. That's probably a smart decision to do. Tyler, I actually read the classic Dragon Ball Z manga. I still remember the days you'd only mention an anime if it came out within the decade. Neostar. Oh man, yes, I did. With my Shonen Jump app, I did read Dragon Ball and the Dragon Ball Z manga. I did. I binged through that shit. Yeah. That's so funny. All right, guys. Let's end the stream. Let's find some music that we can put on. I don't want people to be called a bitch. So let's find a different song. One last shill, guys. Let me do one last shill. Actually, I should probably get an email set up for tomorrow morning for this. So guys, check out Super Plumber Sisters number 1, 2, 3, and 4, the series finale. Mara and Lucia join up with cousins Winnie and Wanda and dive deep as they try and stop the supernatural attack on their... Maybe I don't like that. Let's go back here. Dashboard. No, go back. Is it called Build Campaign? Yeah, let's go here. And dive deep and drive fast. It's supposed to be drive fast. Jeez Louise. All right. Come on. You get the complete story. There's 6 potential covers to choose from. If you don't like the catch up tier on these, if you get the chapter ones from chapter 2 and 1, 2, or 3 here, it's a mystery cover. So it's like whatever I pull out of my box is the cover you're gonna get. So it could be cover A, B, all the way to D. I don't do any of the nude covers over in these. Same thing with My Sexy Witch Academia and Bullet. But if you want some of the newer books, we got Cthulhu Murders. It's a graphic novel. It's $10. Blackjack Duelist, $11. I'm lettering in this comic probably this weekend. It was the last campaign we did. My Q coworker wants to kill me and then marry me, $9. And then super special offer in my life is RPG comic for $5 for the physical book. Kind of a steal. Thank you, backer number 178. Gosh, I'm so curious where we're gonna be. So, you guys rock. All right, we gotta find the song now. We gotta find a freaking song. When are you and Kova streaming? Kova, when are we streaming? I got locked out of my Instagram account. I don't know the password. When are we streaming? I might have to email you, or you need to get on Twitter. That's where I do all my correspondence. I'm gonna make, if Scott Snyder doesn't answer so Scott Snyder, he did a tweet and he was like, I've got some time to answer questions. And so I went, when are we going to get more witches? And he has ignored my tweet. So like, expect a retaliation video, Scott, if you don't answer my tweet in the next 24 hours. I've got to start up drama, for the clicks. Kova, Monday was the date. Okay. Next Monday. Got it. Let me make sure that day's still viable. That day should still work. I'll let you know. Neostar, I bought a Udemy course a while back for digital marketing. I'm hoping this will help expand my repertoire for future book sales. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I love hearing that. I just love hearing when people are like, oh, I did something to learn a new skill, or I love that. Keep on shining, Tyler. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll do it. Can we find, because we always want to find a song where once the beat hits, I can turn the camera off. So let's see.
Galaxy.
Yeah. Someone at the door, John. Now I'm here to stay. Tell me who the fuck gonna face the music.
Run it.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.
No. Do you like this one? Not bad. All right, maybe this one. All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they cautious, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that can end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court, but we ain't the same. You a
got another backer.
I'm a top dog on a
Dude, if we can get to 180 backers,
when the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibe. I'm the kingpin.
all right.
They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with.
I don't think we like this song because I didn't turn it off.
Tell me what to do now.
Low gay. Guys, can we hit 180 backers before we find a song? That'd be sick. If we hit 180 backers, I will grab my guitar and I will sing about any topic that you guys want. But it has to be in the next 5 minutes. I don't even think anyone's here because I'm dead ass. If in the next 5 minutes we get to backer 180, I will grab my guitar and I will freestyle a song. All right. Where can we find a song that we want? Very corporate. Oh. Oh. Fuck. We got 180 80 backers. All right, chat. What are we singing about? I'll wake up my kids. What are we singing about? Give me a topic. I'll sing about it. You guys are wild. All right, I can't belt because my kids are asleep. Where is my book? There we go. Oh, hold on. Where is my book? Where is my book? Can you guys hear that? Yeah. Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is my book? Let's see. Where is my book? Where is my book? It's in. All right, I got it. Let's make it a little higher. Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is Red Rooster? It's in Walmart. Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is Red Rooster, Mitch? It's in Walmart. What the frick? Where is my book? Plumber Sisters Kart Racing. There once was a girl named Mara, and she loved the color red, and she wanted to race her sister Lucia and her cousins who wanted her dead. The Super Plumber Sisters, they are racing through the streets. Super Plumber Sisters, they are racing through the streets, trying to stop the Dino King and his dino zombies. They're riding on Rainbow Road, but for copyright reasons I can't say that, so it's just a floating road. Dude, can we make a longer version of Where Is My Book? Let's see. All right, here we go. Because it's an actual song. All right, let's do it. So I'm going to look at the actual lyrics from the actual song and try to make my own lyrics based off of the Red Rooster song. All right. Welcome to. All right, let's go. Welcome. Well. Where is my book? To the planet. Okay. Welcome to Indiegogo. Welcome to Comics Gate. It's 2018. It's 2018. And everybody's watching YouTube streams. And everybody's funding Comics Gate books. What happens next? What happens next? Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is Red Rooster? It's in Walmart. Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is Red Rooster, Mitch? It's in Walmart. Welcome to the fallout. Welcome to resistance. The tension's right here. The tension's right here. Between who you are and who you could be. Between how it is and how it should be. Yeah. Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is Red Rooster? It's in Walmart. Where is my book? Where is my book? Where is Red Rooster, Mitch? It's in Walmart. So stupid. By the way, to anyone who's Comics Gate who gets mad at me, that wasn't a dig at y'all. It's just Red Rooster was in Walmart for forever. And, you know, eventually I did get it. I got my Red Rooster. Oh my gosh. All right. I think we did enough damage for my personal brand. Singing, like, how many people did we lose? People are like, how many people did we lose on the stream? They're like, dude, fuck this shit. Like, fuck Tyler. All right. Now we're gonna find. Now, you know, we're just going back to the. We're getting back to the, like, you guys are a bitch song. That's what we're doing. Guys, thank you guys for 180 backers so far on the first day. If you're a 24-hour backer, you do get an exclusive art print with your physical backing. Thank you guys so much. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description. Well, you're no Iron Mouse. Email me so we can lock in the day, bro. Sounds good. I'm gonna get back in my Instagram account. Yeah, Monday should be good. I'm just trying to think if I have anything going on for my main business I'm doing. Like, sometimes I can just get pulled away. I was told to go to Miami at some point, and like one of the people just books it for me. I've got someone who's just book it for me, so I need to figure out what day I need to go to Miami. So, all right, you guys are getting called bitches. Here's the song.
I'm so fucking cute, bitch. I'm so fucking cute. Attitude abusive.
See you guys.
But I'm
Peace.
so fucking cute. Kawaii, cutie on the beat, cooking up the heat. OMG, booty like Kylie, but shouty Taiwanese. Did you see her on the magazine and Times Square on the screens? Just like Reed, Fenty on my cheeks, Savage on his D. In the gym, sweat the RIP, practicing Tai Chi. Keep it chill, mental LIT, keep it ill psyche. Hotter than wasabi, too spicy. Drop a PIC, now I'm trending on IG. Yeah. I'm so fucking cute, bitch.